you guys like this framing. I'm not sure. I feel like it looks cool, but that's just me. But welcome to today's video. As you guys just saw, I was playing some lacrosse over there. I'm at a random high school, just doing my thing. And I'm sure you're wondering, how does playing lacrosse relate to this video? Is lacrosse your purpose? Is that what you're trying to convey here? But I'm gonna get into how that correlates to this video. But I'm making this video because I've gained some recent insight from the book Mastery by Robert Greene. If you guys have already read it, then you know what I'm about to talk about, I'm sure. And he's also the author of 48 Laws of Power, which is, I think, his most popular book for sure. And in this book, he goes into detail, like within the first chapter, talking about how to access your purpose and the process that you need to take. So I just wanted to kind of talk about what I learned in that book, because it's been very insightful for me and it's given me some mental clarity. And that's why I'm out here today playing lacrosse and wanting to convey this to you guys as well. Okay, so the preface into the first chapter after the introduction goes like this. Discovering your calling, the life's task. You possess a kind of inner force that seeks to guide you toward your life's task. What are you meant to accomplish in the time that you have to live? In childhood, this force was clear to you. It was directed towards activities and subjects that fit your natural inclinations, that sparked a curiosity that was deep and primal. In the intervening years, the force tends to fade in and out as you listen to your parents and your peers, to the daily anxieties that wear away at you. This can be the source for your unhappiness, your lack of connection to who you are, and what makes you unique. The first move toward mastery is always inward. Learning who you really are, reconnecting with that innate force. Knowing it with clarity, you will find your way to the proper career path and everything else will fall into place. It is never too late to start this process. All right, so basically what he's saying is we all have an inner voice inside of us that has faded away over time as we've been influenced by everything around us, such as your parents, the people around you, society, school systems, media. Everything is just designed to take you away from that inner voice that we all have inside of us. And I'm sure you guys can think back to when you were, say, ages like 4 to 8, 4 to 9. You essentially gravitated towards things naturally without being influenced by anyone else. And what you're supposed to do is identify what those things are and write them down so that they stand out to you. But in order to do this, you need to be able to remove what's unnecessary in your life and remove distractions and everything that's taken you away from who you actually are. Because I'm sure you guys can think of a few things like right now, but the more that you're in a state of not being distracted by social media and everything else around you, and you can do what I'm doing right now, coming out, tapping back into an old hobby that you used to do when you were a kid, and then it'll put your mind back in that same place to where you can reconnect with who you once were. What you have to realize is that people feel lost and unconnected to who they are with no direction because they're always distracted. So if you are serious about wanting to find your purpose, it's imperative that you just remove everything that you know that you need to and more in order to be able to tap in to your inner child. And I know it sounds kind of corny, this whole concept, but it really does work. And I've felt as though I've had a lot more fulfillment in my life over the last few months because I've made an effort to do things that are intrinsic to what I used to do as a kid, to be able to put myself in that flow state and to be able to tap back into who I once was so that I can become that person again. You know, it's very important to do it sooner than later because the more that you're molded by society and the people around you, the less in touch you are with who you actually are. So the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be. It's going to be more of a process to be able to isolate what it is that you want to do, and you'll have less time and be less able to do it as you stack on more obligations throughout your life. So, all right, so once you've identified what it was that you were drawn to in the past and what direction you want to go with it, it's now important to be able to identify a niche. And what he also talks about in this book is how we're all an unrepeatable miracle in the universe, saying that our DNA has never happened in the past and it will never happen in the future, which makes you unique and special, meaning that you can occupy a specific field or niche that no one else can. So as an example, my YouTube channel, and I feel as though everything that I wrote down that I was drawn to as a kid, I can kind of funnel through this channel by making videos Because I feel like my overarching purpose, which I'm not fully set on right now, but I think the overarching theme to my purpose would be to inspire people. And I think the most direct way to do that is by making videos. And I'm trying to go out of my comfort zone, and I want to inspire other people to do the same thing. So I'm trying to lead by example and inspire people to be active and talk about deep concepts that most people don't really think about too often, to, you know, bring more awareness to it. But I feel like that's just kind of scratching the surface as far as what my purpose might be. But I'm trying to experiment, and that's what I want you guys to do. You know, whatever you think it might be, whatever you wrote down that you want to tap back into, you know, it's about like being able to recognize and identify what it is, but then take action. So I want you guys to make a conscious effort to put yourself out of your comfort zone in the process of tapping back into your youth. And like, you're not going to know what your niche is unless you experiment. And experimentation really is the key to enlightenment. So you're not going to ever know unless you really just put yourself out of your comfort zone and see what you're really made of. So that's my overarching theme throughout all my videos, and I'm trying to bring more of that to the table. But yeah, that's my overall message. You know, I just wanted to shed some light on the book here, but you know, life is too short to just go through it floating by and just allowing yourself to drift and just be influenced by everything around you. So I think it is so important, especially in today's day and age, to make a conscious effort to tap back into who you once were and be able to bring more value to this world as a result. But with that, I will leave you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.